You're listening to Truly Unruly with Marcus and Jessica Trufant. What's up, Trufants? How y'all doing?
Hey!
Kale, what's good, brother?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Dogwood's kind of messing with me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit. But the
What is
wind,
that?
the white stuff
right
in the air.
Oh, okay.
And it's crazy because like, it's been hella windy.
Yes.
So it's just like.
And when it blows around and you're walking around like.
Face.
Right.
Yeah. No,
There was something in the house
Snap
the other
dribbling.
day, and I was like, how did this get in the house? I didn't know what it was at first, but I thought it was bubbles.
Yes, that's why when we work out sometimes before
Right.
I started taking Allegra D, the kind that you have to like show your ID for, I would work out and we have like a garage door type door and there's like a little bit of space and all the pollen and all that kind of stuff was coming in and it was literally
Instant sneezing.
like I was sick.
I made the mistake of trying to wash my car in it.
Oh no.
I had to put on an N95 mask.
Oh,
wow. I think the N95 is the one that, so you don't smell like
Right.
smoke and all that
You
kind of
got
stuff.
bad allergies?
Yeah, I got pretty bad allergies.
Yeah, no.
I only deal with bad allergies here though in the Northwest.
Yeah.
I'll go down south, visit family. Allergies don't bother me there. I don't know what it is. It's
Yeah.
different.
Humidity.
Yeah, maybe that has something to do with
I
it.
didn't really believe
And we
in
got
allergies, but-
we've got a lot of greenery, a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of
A little too
and
much.
I don't even have allergies. I went through a little phase to where I was
you were sneezing your ass off.
sneezing. Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
This season so far, he was sneezing nonstop. Carmen was sneezing.
kids down
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody is on allergy medicine.
Yeah, spring in the Northwest, not the business. Okay, so today's episode comes from a friend of mine hit me up and was like, I'm not going to say his name, but he's probably super excited now that he's like, oh, Kale's doing it.
Yeah, right.
But he was like,
Damn, you might as well say his name, Cal.
nah, I'm not about to put him on
Say
blast.
his name,
Nah,
say
because
his name.
I'm not doing that to his wife.
But this is a safe place.
This is a safe place. This is a safe
Yeah.
place.
Okay.
But he was just like, bro, like, your people, they've been married. He calls you guys my people. Like,
Right.
that's how you know he's
Your folks,
That's how you
right?
know he's
Yeah.
hood, right? So that's
You know-
narrowed it
you
down.
know, we're everybody's
He's like,
people.
your people's been married for hella long, and you know, your dude, he was in the league, so they might have at some point may have dealt with insecurities. He's like, my wife is just being like super mad, insecure about stuff, and this, and that, and I just wanted if you guys can maybe talk about how someone can get through marriage insecurities. I don't know if you. Now, I personally don't know if you guys.
You
ever,
can't.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You can.
You can.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
If it's a continual pattern of insecurity,
Oh, no,
if you're always insecure, no.
What I'm saying is if you work through it and you make the
Here we
effort,
go.
it can be done.
Here we go.
What?
Here we go.
Well,
Jesus
Glass
over
half
here.
full.
Look
So,
at-
yeah.
I need you right now.
Okay.
I
Marcus.
think it's because he was born on Christmas. Like he
Me
literally
and
thinks
Jesus.
he's like aligned with Jesus. Like embodies
I got a
him and
personal
like
relationship. Me and my God.
My God. Remember what you just said.
Okay.
Please keep a receipt of that.
Got
Okay,
you.
because we have here
working through it. I mean,
5 solid ways to tackle insecurity in your marriage. So here's the first one. It's identifying the root. Rarely is the other partner's behavior or their actions at the root of the feeling of insecurity. Behaviors or actions only prove to be a trigger point that dig out insecurities from within. So work on identifying the root cause of your insecurity and then work on the rooting it out of your system.
easier said than done.
What makes that difficult?
Because a lot of people aren't even aware. You know, they know that there's something wrong and they're flashing and they're doing all this kind of stuff, but you don't realize that it might be something within you. Mm-hmm. You think it's your partner, right?
Right.
So that is definitely easier said than done. Just work on yourself and grow. And really?
No, you're right. Because I feel like, some people actually don't even really know what's actually wrong with them to begin with.
You don't know.
You don't know
A
if
lot
it's
of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
So, bullshit.
What I would say, insecurity is a real thing. So it's just like any relationship, it's communication and you have to let your partner know, but not in a way that you're attacking.
Right.
So if I'm insecure about something that Jessica is doing, for me to attack her and come at her and tell her that I hate this, I don't want you doing this anymore type of thing, in most cases is gonna be counterproductive. So if Jess, I don't really like this, and this is why, and this is what I'm dealing with, and then you kind of talk through it, and it may bring you some type of peace to where you're able to work out of that insecurity naturally.
I've got a great example. So at one point in time early on in our marriage, Marcus wanted to travel with his friends and do this and do that and all these kinds of things. And I was like, I felt insecure about it. And he was basically like, oh no, I'm going to do this. And I'd be like, I'd fight him and tell him he ain't shit and stuff like that. But he would do it anyway. Mm-hmm. And so one day I reversed it. And I'm like, I'm going to go on a trip with my girls by myself for X amount of days and deal with it. It never happened again.
I have a question about that. Because
now we do it, but in the beginning,
right.
It never happened again because he thought about it and was like, okay, I don't want that to happen. So I'm not going to do it anymore.
But
yes,
you had malice in your heart.
Really?
Where she was like,
absolutely.
I'm gonna go on this trip. I'm gonna do this and do that.
Well, wait a minute. At that point, I have young kids, and he's like, "Oh,
I know, but I'm
about to go to this 6-day bachelor party." Didn't we talk about that? Okay, anyway.
So I was like, okay.
But when I flipped it on you, he was very quick to say no, and he had to think about it and think about what you were doing. Would you want me to be like, "Oh, I'm out of here. Here you go. Take the kids. I'm leaving. I'm gone."
I have a question, you guys, because I've actually heard not situations like that, but very similar, that I've learned that, and this is just from my own personal experience, so like just what I've experienced. A lot of guys get a lot of pushback from asking their wives or girlfriends or tell them like, hey, I'm going to go on this guy's trip. Or and I've heard guys that are like, yo, like I tell my girl all the time, like go on a girls trip, go on a trip with your girls, but they're like, well, no, like, and I don't know if it's
well, why don't you want to go on a trip with me? Why are you trying to push me out to go with my girls? Like, I don't get it.
But that's the thing though, is like we've talked before in previous episodes that it's good to have your self time.
Right.
It does make sense for us, but for other people, it does work. You didn't want me traveling because I wasn't a good guy at the time.
And it was well, we were married.
I know, but I'm saying
early
on, not ooh.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
I was not a good guy. So
well,
you shouldn't have an issue with me traveling.
We were rebuilding.
No, wait. You shouldn't have a thing against me traveling if I'm in this now.
Well, I said that was back in the day. It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to equate to that, though. So there's stuff and there's insecurities because things go on. So your buddy, I don't know if he's had some stuff going on. If not, he needs to put time in to rebuild that.
And it depends on who you're traveling with as well. That'll put a freaking wrench in everything.
Well, no, yeah, like I definitely.
You're traveling with all your single friends.
No, I'm not even that. Like I know there's just certain dudes that like I don't even travel with. I don't even like. I've never traveled with, and I won't travel with because I know what they're about, and I'm just like I'm not about to be attached to whatever it is that you've done or do because I don't want that to be reflective of me. So like I've definitely. I get it. Like,
I disagree.
No, because everyone's wife has that your one husband's friend that you're like, I don't like him.
Agreed.
Every wife has one.
One to two friends that you're like, I would rather not.
But the thing is,
so I get what you mean.
The double standard is
no, there's no double standard.
There's people in ladies circles that are
That is very true too. Yes.
different.
My wife hangs out with you now. My wife look like a hoe.
Here
Exactly.
we go. You know what?
But
I
it's
am
okay
here.
because it's the
I am
wife,
the poster
right?
child. Birds of
double
a feather
standard.
don't always flock together. Let's get that
That's
straight.
not my point.
Listen,
Let's get it straight.
it's usually the loose friend. That's the reason why all the rest of the friends are sitting at the table drinking for free.
Well, you got.
Am I lying?
You got the crows over here, and I'm like the fucking hummingbird, parrot, like the most like that.
Yeah, that's not my point. My point is that it's made to be like the women can handle that and they can get through that and it's not a big deal. But if a guy has a guy, homie or friend or whatever, that's, you know, out in the streets or whatever, then it's totally off limits. But the women can handle it, right?
Well, it depends on what kind of streets they're in.
Point proven. But right.
Yeah, another thing too with girls, I get to why girls like it's difficult for them to put a trip together because most of the time y'all end up fighting the first night anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
Someone
there
gets
has
way too
been-
drunk. Someone gets way too
Yes.
drunk, and
Yes.
and then you're getting the phone call like, "Babe, you won't believe this," and it's like, "Yo, it's 2 a.m. I'm in bed. What? This girl?" You know what I'm
But they
saying?
waste the whole day just over arguing,
Fighting and stuff, and then like the
other
next
BS.
morning they're sitting at brunch with sunglasses
didn't like when
on,
you had
all on
said
their
that.
phones.
Yeah.
Or like when you go out with your girls and we're all moms and we're in Vegas and we're partying, and then next thing you know, we don't even know that we were in the club that we were in because we're moms and we've had these babies and we just want to throw back these shots and we don't know where we're at anymore. And yeah,
Yeah,
so
you guys are decompressing way too
you guys don't
fast
even have to deal
all
with
at
that
once.
though.
We decompress.
No, there is something about birthing children
Well, yeah.
and then going out with your girls. You guys are all moms. You're tired as fuck and you're trying to act like you're not, and you're throwing back these shots, and next thing you know, you guys are all asleep on a day bed in Vegas.
Again,
That is what happens.
the double standard.
That is our girls' trip.
Wait.
Sleep.
The guys don't understand that. Is that what you're saying? That because the women have the kids and the decompress
just not the
is different?
same.
It's the same, but a little bit different. Guys, we go out. I'm 40 now. Me and my guys go out. We try to, start like we're
At
26.
6
I mean, and,
p.m.
yeah, let's get these shots and let's do this. Let's go out. And then before we know it, we like, okay, it's time to go out. It's time to do something. But then we're still at the place where we may be having dinner or something. And then we're like, the club.
Oh, okay. So you're talking, because I'm
No,
like,
that's-
here, we don't even know.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I'm just saying
Right.
that it's not the same, but it's the same type of process, that we're not what we used to be. So we
Nobody.
got to throw in the towel. But you just try to say it's the women only.
But
so I
we're
had to
like
defend the fellas and
hella
make sure-
not the way we used to be. Like there's a different level of
That's just age,
exhaustion.
though. That's age.
It's not age.
We're not on the same page today.
We're not on the same page.
This is going to be a good show then.
That's why you're tired tonight, because
Yeah,
you're
true.
older.
I worked out twice today. We talked about
We just talked
that.
about this. Put a 2 a day in.
Right.
No, I get what you mean because like there's times like I've gone out of town like, yeah, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
And like 11 o'clock
Let's do
comes
it.
and I'm like,
the wife's finally let us out,
I'm
so let's
like,
go. But
Right.
I'm about to smoke a joint and go to
Right.
sleep.
Right.
It's time
I'm
to turn
tired.
in, man. It's 10:45.
Marcus
I'm
walks in the door. I'm
tired.
like, you didn't do anything. He's like, no, everybody faded. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I get up way too early in the morning,
Yeah.
so I just be like, "Yo, bro, I'm tired, dog. Like, I'm tired." I get it. Okay, so our next question is, well, we're still talking about, to get back on track, about
Birds of a feather.
coping with insecurities in a marriage. The second one is voice your concerns. Once you start working on yourself, enroll your partner to help you. One of the easiest ways to work on your insecurities is to approach them with an open and understanding approach. Rather than anger, guilt, or shame, identify the specific external triggers of your insecurity and ask your partner to help you by consciously avoiding the things that fuel the fire, or at least until you learn to deal with it.
Once again, Easier said,
very easier
than,
said than done.
That's like, first of all, that comes with a level of maturity, all kinds of different things. That does not happen straight off the bat when you first get married. There's no way I would have been able, Marcus, so I am insecure about this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wasn't mature enough to.
No. Right.
No, yeah, it is way easier said than done, because if the maturity isn't there in your relationship or just as an individual, you're asking to start an argument. Someone's already sensitive about it anyway, so
right.
now it's, yeah.
And your partner, if he doesn't receive it well, no.
Yeah. No, I get it.
So whoever, no.
Hey, okay. Jeez, Jess. All right, number 3 is do things independently. This is a line of this line of action works on improving your self-worth. Realize that you are enough in yourself, in and of yourself, and you do not need a man, woman, relationship, kids, family to justify your existence or how awesome you are.
Wait a minute. So this is before you're married, right?
No, it's just like this is just why while you're married, and let's say you're having
okay, well
these
that's
feelings.
A slippery slope. I know who I am. I don't need a man. He's not.
But that's the thing, though. But it's the truth, though, Jess. At the end of the day, it all starts within, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all here,
right?
So like you have to do the work.
Right.
You have to do the independent work. There's always of course, like you want your spouse to support you and not do the things that trigger you, but at the same time, like you have to
do the work. Once again, you have to know that you have to do the work in order for it to work.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
open
takes
communication, right? A lot of people shut down,
right.
And
open communication's hard for a lot of people, though, because of feelings. It's like, or especially if it's like your husband or wife. That's the one person, like, you care about what they think and what they think about you.
Some people don't know how to communicate, though. A lot of guys, especially.
Yeah.
I was going to say I beg to differ.
Right.
Just kidding.
So you learn. It's a learned skill. You got to get your reps. You got to get your shots up.
You got to practice.
Because it's just not something that's natural for
right.
A lot of people. And I was one of those guys. But I've been practicing.
No, I told you I'm going to do the same things that you're doing, and that shut it down.
But I could have been what I wanted to say in my natural tongue was, okay,
your natural tongue.
Do it. And then because it's like
but why didn't you say it?
No, but I'm saying I could have done that. People get defensive if you're going to say stuff like that. That doesn't always work. Some guys or women may not be ready for that. Okay, I'm going to go do this. And if you're in a space, okay, do it. I dare you. And then things get worse and they snowball because it's going to be a competition thing. Okay, I'm insecure, so I want to make you insecure. Or I'm going to show you what insecurity feels like. And I think it's a setup for
I think that's a great idea. I think that's the way you play the game.
It could work.
That's toxic.
It could work because
that's so toxic.
Somebody could have this epiphany to be like, okay, I get it now. I understand. Or it's like, okay, I see what you're about and I don't like it. So I'm done.
But that's what I'm saying. Look at yourself. You started it. I finish it.
I know, but
you started it. I finished it.
It doesn't always
You go
work
party.
like that.
Guess what? I'm going to go party 15 times as hard as you.
You shouldn't have to try your partner like that, though.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes
you do. You do have to try your partner.
Damn.
Sometimes.
Maybe.
I don't know if it's healthy or not. I don't give a shit. It worked for me.
Yeah. I mean, instead of looking at it as something that it like shuts stuff down, do you think about it more as he took a step back and kind of thought about it a little bit?
No, I was like, he knows the deal. He does not want his wife out
frolicking
Free
with
Willy
pigeons.
Free Willy.
You know what? And I bet you that was getting to know you now, Marcus. I bet you that was the part that was the problem. He wasn't concerned about you. It was who you was out going to be kicking it with.
Nope.
Yes,
there was definitely a concern.
It was more.
What are you trying to say, Kel?
Is that like
He was trying to give you a compliment.
I'm giving you a compliment.
Before you.
I thought you were talking. It's more about the friends,
No,
right?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
And
he's
so
not
much
concerned
that you would
about
be out hoeing with your friends.
Yeah, he's not so concerned about like you like wilding out or doing something stupid. It's
But maybe I was.
Like I
Or maybe the
said,
girls you might have been
once
around.
again,
because association.
I don't even know.
Malice. There was anger in this
There wasn't malice.
conversation.
There
I'm gonna
was
go
not-
do this because I see you doing this. I'm gonna go out and do the same
So
thing.
let's say just you would have went on a trip. What would have happened? Would you have been the whole time thinking in your head like, yeah, so Marcus is
Sleep
so I'm
on
gonna,
the day beds, like I said before. That would have been the trip. Sleep on the day bed.
Like, because I would think the malice thoughts I feel like would have gone away by the time you got to your destination. Yes or no? Or do you allow him to have be rent free in your head
I might
like
have
that?
approached it with malice, but I'm never gonna go out like, yeah, I'm about to.
I was about to say, like, you don't be letting this man live rent free in your head like that.
No, well, I'm talking for the other couples. It worked for us.
That's what I
worked
said.
For us, but we don't want to set people up with the expectation that you go out and you're talking like this to your man that they're gonna get the same response because.
Well, we said that some people might not be ready to receive the response. It can go. It can go all the way left.
It's a slippery slope, and with insecurity in general, I think it's a thing that needs to be talked about from both parties in putting the shoe or stepping in the other person's shoes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to understand, seeing exactly where she's coming from, and what she got going on.
Right. And
it's hard to do.
And seriously, in my defense, I didn't know what to do because, he's telling me, well, I'm doing this. And I'm like, okay. So I just kind of threw one in the air.
A Hail Mary.
Right. I just did a Hail Mary and it worked. And I'm like, oh, shit. All right. Okay, cool.
That's
cool.
funny. All right, here's the next one. Realize you're hurting your partner.
How?
Just hear it out, Jess. When you question a truly committed and faithful partner, owing to your insecurities, when you doubt their loyalty and fidelity because you can't get over or past the doubt in your mind, you are hurting an honest person. Do they deserve it?
Well, it depends. It depends. Sometimes they do deserve it, and it is the partner's job to make their woman or guy feel secure. It goes both ways. It really does.
I agree.
But that's what that's saying is like, let's say that the person is doing that work and they're being faithful, they're being committed, and they're trying to do the things.
Well, then that's a personal thing.
Right.
Therapy.
Or
it's a personal thing, or it's gonna chip away at your relationship until you have nothing.
So when you talk about therapy and people doing the internal work, but at the same time, just like you said, it is the partner's job to make sure that the man or woman feels secure. Even if you are being this faithful, loving person, maybe you're lacking in some space that you don't know about.
Shit.
Yeah,
Watch out, Kel.
I know as far as me, I'm at times I can be oblivious to things that may be seen as being obvious, but I get the blind side attack and I don't like it, but I have to respect it.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
And so how we kind of got past you can't go on a guy's trip because we do separate trips. We do. I mean, I've never really gone on a girls' trip, but I do go to bachelorette party. I fly out for bachelorette party. Okay, anyways. But because I was the one that was insecure, over time, it takes time, made me feel secure. Like, just everything. He became more open. He communicated more. It was, he showed me in different ways. And so then I was like, okay. And he's literally like, I ain't going nowhere. You are my queen. Stuff like that. And I know guys do that and they're still doing those things, but I trusted that.
Mm-hmm.
I did. And so it made me feel more secure after being with an athlete, a professional athlete. I know some people can relate, but yeah. And so I don't have... What?
What does that mean? Nah, I get it.
Oh, you know what it means.
I get it. I totally get it.
You know, but I don't feel insecure. I don't question anything. When he wants to leave now, I'm like, who gonna help me with the kids? That's my greatest concern at this point, but not about, oh, he's about to be off. No.
Right.
Got my point.
Okay, so here's the last one. It's called Give Time. So, insecurities make us act silly. We do stupid things because insecurities blur our perspective. So when you feel the compulsive need to explode, armed with all of your investigation and sarcastic comebacks, come back a few steps. Give time some time to do its magic and show you that there is no reason to feel insecure. Most conflicts between couples can be avoided if they both act wisely and hit the pause button instead of instantly acting and reacting every single time.
Okay, so did like a psychologist write this?
Yes.
Or like, okay. The theme of the episode, easier said than done.
But you got to start somewhere, though.
Just take a step back and just chill. No, I'm exploding.
Yeah, but some people need it simplified like that, though.
What
That
I
don't
would
mean
say,
Yes.
explosion and raw emotion is okay, but you
like
And
that
it depends
shit.
on
You know what?
It depends on the person and their
Wait.
temperament and their personality.
Listen.
Sometimes,
So the explosion and the raw emotion can be good because it's getting your truth out in your way. But I've told you this before, you have to find a way to come back to the middle after you've had your fit and you do all your stuff or whatever, and you got to be able to come back and have a real conversation and let's talk about this. The young us, that would have
never happened, right?
Yeah, the blow ups come, and then I was at the time I wouldn't be phased for it.
Right, he didn't care.
Or I didn't want you to think
didn't
I was phased by it. I would just keep a straight face and just keep it smooth. But to be able to talk through stuff after the blow up and be calm enough or be mature enough or have enough sense to come back to the table after that, I think is okay. So I don't necessarily agree with not blowing up every time. If that's how you feel and that's what you want to say, I think it's good to get it out, because if you let it sit,
and some people are just
worse.
like that. It just, you can try and
It's their
soften it a
temperament.
little, but if you feel some type of way, you feel some type of way.
That's what I mean by when I said like you like that shit.
Right.
What I mean by that is,
I know. What are you trying to say,
No.
Kel?
What I mean by that is because he is I want to handle it right now.
Right.
So
Right.
get it all out now. Do all that so we
Right,
can take care of it right now. That's what I mean by that, because you're a
take the blow
right now
Right,
person.
yeah.
Because you want to.
Bob and weave, better rope-a-dope.
Yeah, you don't
Rope-a-dope.
like cooler heads prevail. We need to take care of it right now.
I do, but I mean, if it don't happen like that, it don't always happen like that. I
Right.
think that's unrealistic
Oh,
to
yeah.
say that.
Right.
That it's going to be, okay, let's just chill and let's calmly talk through this.
Right.
People get pissed off, people get emotional, and that's just what it is.
So in summary, what would you guys say is the best way and the first steps to dealing with a insecure marriage? Like, what is your summary? Like, what is your best piece of advice walking away from this conversation that you can give somebody, and with your experience of how long you guys have been together for?
Well, my first thought is you maybe shouldn't be married.
Oh shit!
Come on. Terrible advice.
Because not everybody, comes out on the other side like we do.
Yeah,
like we did. So, you have to be self-aware.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to be sensitive to your partner.
Right.
And then you got to do like me and just have a clap back and make him insecure, and then you win.
Terrible advice.
Okay.
Terrible advice. Terrible advice. I'll clean it up for both of us.
Oh God, here we go.
So what you want to do is be okay with being vulnerable on both sides, to be able to open up. Let's talk through these insecurities. This is why on both sides, maybe the man or woman is not very open, but let's talk through some stuff. And maybe you're doing these things to make yourself feel better because you do have insecurities and this is your fallback. Okay, I'm going to be out because it makes me feel good. And if things go bad or whatever, I know that that I'm in a place where that I'll be taken care of because I got other women, I guess, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So people do things or act a certain way because of insecurities too. It's just not always the clap back and this, and I feel this way. People go out and do stuff to make themselves feel good and build themselves up. So I think it's a conversation to be had, and just make sure you're comfortable being vulnerable and put yourself out there and put everything into your relationship. You shouldn't need to want to go out all the time. And that's just me speaking from, I guess just speaking for myself. You should want to be around your situation. If it's your happy place and you're in love and you're in this marriage, it's good to hang out. Right. Of course, we all need our space, but it's good to be with your woman, to be able to enjoy that, right, and to be able to live into that,
right. Yeah, and it's about communication skills,
right?
Literally, you have to practice this, build these skills, work on it in order for it to really work. Because if you don't communicate, or if you literally, did I blow up every time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, psych. Okay. Well, you have to work on your communication. Definitely. Communication is key.
But authentic,
because you don't know. Yeah. You don't know okay unless you say something. It's okay to blow up.
I've blown up. Jess, obviously, she's had some blow ups.
Oh, God.
But it's good because we get it out and we're able to talk through it.
Right. Yeah, it's all about how you end up.
And I think, like, at the end of the day, it's like, if you're married or you're in a long ass relationship, you're choosing to be there.
Right.
So if you're choosing to be there and you want to be there, do what you need to do to make it work.
Yes, it's a choice. It is.
If you don't want it to work or it's pissing you off, then leave.
Or if you're unhappy, I don't want to be here all the time. If you're insecure about that, then it's not going to work. Yeah, I want to be out. I want to do stuff. I want to hang out with the boys.
You should probably. Might not work.
Sometimes.
For you.
Yeah. Good episode, you guys.
Really good episode.
This was it was very
we're very secure. I just want to put that out there.
No, you guys have a very good secure marriage. This was a very, what is the word I'm looking for? Raw episode.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Authentic.
Right.
Real.
Yeah.
I like
Next week's episode is going to be even better because we've already discussed it.
Save it, Kale. Save it.
Save it? Okay.
Oh,
it's going to be very good because I have a strong opinion about this one, but a lot of it has to do with what society has put in people's heads.
Okay.
So it's going to be a good one.
I like those conversations.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, Truly Unruly. This is episode 26.
Hey,
we knocked it out. This is great. Of course, you can listen to us on all major streaming platforms and watch the visual on YouTube on Marcus Trufant's YouTube page. Of course, follow Jessica_Trufant on Instagram. Follow Marcus_Trufant on IG. You can follow me, Media_Kels. Follow the Truly Unruly _podcast page. We're going to have a contest we're about to start here.
Yes.
Next week we're gonna have a really good giveaway.
We reached 1,000 followers.
Yes.
Thank you. Keep sharing. There's more prizes when you keep sharing.
Yes. So next week you guys will all see that we will have this contest that will be going on social media, and you're gonna win some goodies and some dope stuff. So it should be fun. Of course, watch us every Sunday night on Converge Media. Am I missing anything, you guys?
I think that's it, man. I think you got it.
Is that all? All right. Well, till next time, y'all. Peace and love.